welcome back to FFT channel, I guess you could call it that. Tonight we're going to talk about negotiation. Not just the kind of getting your partner to make the bed in the morning. I'm talking the salary negotiation kind. I have been through it recently, actually very recently, and the outcome was favourable, but the process for me not being through that before was kind of traumatic. I have never spoken to my management about money before. Actually, no, that's a lie. I did once and I was shut down so quickly that I chose to never bring it up again until I had all of my ducks in a row. And I promised myself that the next time I did it, I would be fully prepared. I would have everything that I needed and I would follow these 3 steps. So that's what we're going to do tonight. I am going to give you my 3 steps. And disclaimer, they are my 3 steps for negotiating your next salary. Number 1, market research and benchmarking. These are really important. There is no point, and trust me, you will get nowhere if you walk into your manager's office or your direct line reports office, throw your hands in the air and say, hey, yo, you, I deserve more money, give it to me now. Perhaps you might do a little dance or something, slam the door, be dramatic. That's actually not going to get you anywhere. In fact, it will probably get you so far out or so quickly out of the office that you won't even know what happened. Market research. What I mean by that is, number 1, recruiters, or 1.A or 1.1, whatever you want to call it. Recruiters. They are a really great resource of current information for your particular position in a particular market. So I phoned up a number of recruiters and I had long discussions with them about the position that I was currently in, the position that I wanted to be in, and where I thought my current salary was. I even went one step further and went to an interview and got an offer for a particular role that I didn't necessarily want to be in, but the salary gave me a really great indication of where that particular role is within the market. The other part of market research is staying in touch with previous colleagues. This is a really great tool and a powerful one that people don't necessarily use that often. LinkedIn is like the Facebook of the corporate world, but it really is that powerful. And staying in touch with them is a really great way of finding out what they were on when they were at your company and what they moved on to. Now, look, not everybody wants to talk about their salary. You can talk about it in a general way. You can talk about brackets from here to here. And obviously don't reach out to randoms, that's kind of weird. But reach out to people that you trust and respect. And the final part of my first point, not to be confusing, is benchmarking. Benchmarking is something that all HR directors and all HR departments do. Benchmarking is incredibly important. It's also incredibly invaluable. Benchmarking is a process whereby you essentially compare yourself to other positions in the market that are like for like. I did a lot of benchmarking of my current position to other positions out there. The way that I benchmarked was I actually found published reports. You can find these on Google. I'm happy to help you find them, which outlined full packages for my current position, base rates, all sorts of very detailed information. So at the end of my research effort, I collated all of the information from the recruiters, from previous employees, and from current market reports as to form part of my benchmarking. And from all of that information, I was able to get a really good understanding of what my position is. Take the personal out of it, take the skill out of it, take all of that out of it, what my position held in the market as a salary. Number 2. Know what you're worth in the company. What I'm talking about is your performance review. So most of us, if not all of us, at the end of the financial year will undergo a performance review, and that will include a number of objectives that we have set for ourselves throughout the year, or KPIs, whatever it is that your company calls them. Everybody has something different. And how you've met those. And what is so critical to negotiating your salary is how you can show that you have not only met your objective, but you've gone that one step further. How have you attributed to increasing the company's bottom line? That might be a KPI like profitability. How have you increased profitability? What do you contribute to the company that is outside of everything that everybody else is doing? What sets you apart? What is so special about you? Why should they pay you more? And I'm sounding dramatic because it's supposed to be really dramatic. When I was preparing for my negotiation salary, or my proposal as I called it at the time, I came up with 3 key areas that I felt that I was contributing to the company in a way that was different from somebody else. In a way that I could show on a number value was better than somebody else or was unique in my position. Now, as a project manager, what I do is, I wouldn't actually call it unique, but I have a lot of KPIs that are related to a dollar value, but everybody can increase a dollar value. That's not something different. I needed to show how what I was doing was unique and different to everybody else there, that the way that I worked and contributed to this particular company was by far and away so much better than everybody else. So that's what I did. Now, once I had collated all of that information and I'd written it in a proposal, you can email, whatever, I knew that I had formed a pretty solid outline for putting forward why I thought I deserved a salary negotiation. Number 3, and the last one is probably the most important one. The most important one for women, because it's the one that we do the worst. It's the one that in fact we're pretty crappy at, in fact. It's the one where you put your hand in the air and, as Sheryl Sandberg says, you lean in and you give yourself a go. And what I'm talking about is confidence. There is some crazy statistic out there that shows that women are more likely to put themselves down or tell themselves that they can't do it or that they're not worthy of a position than they are to put their hand up and put themselves forward and say, hey, yeah, I can do that. I'm actually really good at that. I'm actually worth more than that, and I can show you that I'm worth more than that. Now, look, I'm not about to sit here and do the whole gender equality, burn our bras thing. But what I am saying is that there is clearly something that is inbuilt in us, that is programmed in us to tell us not to put our hand up. So the last thing is being confident in your ability and being confident in your purpose. If you are not confident in either of those, fake it till you make it. I think putting together a proposal and doing research is one thing. Anybody can do that. But sitting in front of your manager and telling them, like an interview, why you think that they should pay you more is the most difficult thing that you'll ever do. And for them to sit back and ask you questions and question your ability and question what you're contributing is also one of the most difficult things. It can be a really, really difficult time. You'll probably go home, there could be tears, there may be wine. Actually, there's 100% chance of wine. But it's all about the journey, and everything that you do in your career is character building. Whether it's going for that interview that you never thought you could go for, or having a meeting with a manager and putting forward an idea that you never thought that you would have confidence to do, or sitting back, doing some research, being prepared and putting your hand up and saying, because of these reasons, I am worth more. And it could be different for everybody. You might, if you work in government, it could be a little bit more tricky. But doing your market research and benchmarking, number 1. What are your objectives? How have you achieved them? And what have you contributed to the company's bottom line that suggests that you are worth more? And number 3, having confidence. They are the 3 things, the most important things, the things that I live by, the things that I did to get my salary increased at the beginning of the year. Oh, and don't get distracted by the zhuzh. The zhuzh actually comes from a friend of mine who is super fab at makeup, also needed a camera, so we did a double zhuzh, both makeup and finance. Does that even make sense? Number 2. Oh shit, what was number 2? Yeah, notice the one. Throw. No, okay, so be prepared. No. Market research.